Hi everybody, my name's Rosie and welcome to my channel. How are you all? I hope you're all doing really well. Now firstly, Lola is in the ump because I'm sat in her spot. Like, this is where she normally sleeps. So yeah, she's not happy with me. But if you are new here, I do have two pugs, Lolly being one of them and Peggy's at the end of the bed. Having a little snooze. You will hear them snoring throughout this video, so just so you know what that is. Okay, I'm excited and nervous because we are doing my first sort of Ask Me Anything video. I've not done one of these before. I put out a poll on Instagram and on my community page on YouTube and asked you guys to ask me some questions. I've screenshotted those and I'll be answering anything you want to know. But I did think my idea was maybe once a month or so I'll put a subject out there to you guys and you guys can send me either questions or points or stories about said subject and we can sort of go through it together, and I thought that might be a fun thing to do every month or so. So let me know what your thoughts are. So for an example, because I've got a lot of experience to share, like I am an experienced woman, okay? I've had all sorts of situations in life and yeah, I'd love to sort of share some of those things with you guys, talk, have girl chat, chill together, rather than it always being hauls and stuff. I love doing hauls, I'm always going to do hauls, but yeah, I just thought it might be a fun thing to do. So for example, I could put out a topic about like relationships or cheating or love or periods or sex or anything, and you guys could either send in questions or ask me questions, etc, and we could go from there. So let me know what your thoughts are about that. Hello, Peggy's trying to lick my leg at the moment, so if you can hear that, that's what that is. Sorry. You want to say hello to everyone, Pig? This is Peggy. Yes, you're beautiful pig. I know, I love you, I do. Okay, so I made the biggest cup of tea in the world. Peggy. I'm super hungover as well. I went out last night with my friend, had a super nice time, drunk too many shots. It's weird though, because like in the bars, you have to stay seated, you can't dance or anything, so you're sat at a table and obviously drinks are flowing, shots are being had, music's playing, and you just have to sit on your stool like having a nice time. Peggy, enough now. Okay, so let's get into some questions, shall we? Okay, so the first question, and one that I got definitely asked the most, is what do I do for a job? So my job is something that I can't go into a lot of detail about. I know that's quite annoying, and I'm not like a secret agent or anything, like it's nothing exciting, but I do work with people who are quite vulnerable and challenging behaviours, and just to really safeguard them and to safeguard myself. It's just not something that I talk a lot about on YouTube, but I am classed as a civil servant. I work a lot of shift work, I work every other weekend and lots of different hours, hence why I will never be a really organised YouTuber and say that I can upload for you on set days, because each week's completely different for me, so that's just something that I can never promise. Okay, the next question I have is, how old am I? I am 32 years old. Yeah, 32, getting there. 32 and not living the life I thought I would be, that's for sure. Next one is, did I go to uni or college? I went to college for a couple of years, did a couple of different courses. So I did beauty therapy and I did some sort of care course, can't remember what it was called now. Flunked out on both of those, I'm not gonna lie. I was quite a lot more driven by money. Academia was never my strong point. I'm not stupid by any means, but just academia never really excited me very much. So yeah, I was a lot more about going out and making money. Even when I was doing my GCSEs, other people would be studying and I worked at Coughlin's and was just trying to earn as much money as I could. So yeah, university was definitely never ever going to be a path that I was going to go down. I would have loved the party lifestyle, but yeah, uni was never going to be for me. Another question I got asked a lot about is, who are the two boys that I live with? I didn't realise that I was so cryptic. I'm really sorry guys. So I actually live with my two brothers. So yeah, not as exciting as I'm sure you guys probably thought it was going to be. So a little bit about me and my living situation, and I'm sure they won't mind me mentioning, is I actually own my house with my mum, but my mum doesn't live here. She lives with her partner. But it was just an investment for both of us, really. So I was actually going to rent some of the rooms out, and then my second eldest brother said, well, I'm a bit in between places at the minute. I was actually going to be looking for somewhere else to rent. So yeah, he moved in with me, and that's been working quite well. I don't know how long he'll want to live here for, to be honest, but that's him. And then my next brother, Ben, who's my eldest brother, he actually moved in with us at the end of last year. He actually got diagnosed with cancer last year, and we thought with the COVID situation and with him going through the treatment that he was going through, because it was quite intensive, that it might be safer for him to move in here and live with us. So he's been with us since, I think, maybe August or September last year. But I know that he is looking to move on again now. You know, we get along really well. We're really, really lucky. But 3 siblings in their 30s living together, it's not necessarily what each of us want. So I know I definitely think he's ready to start looking to move on soon and get his life a bit back to normal for him, because his treatment's gone really, really well, and he's now cancer clear, which is amazing news. So yeah, I think he wants to get back out and do what he's doing. So for the time being, I live with both my brothers. It'll probably soon be just the one. And then who knows when, you know, he might be looking to move on soon as well. I'm not sure. Okay, someone's asked me how old the pugs are. They are both 8 and looking very well for that age, I think. So a little bit about them. Peggy I have had since she was 1. I rescued Peggy. She was quite badly treated, used to breed puppies before the age of 1. Was in quite a bad way when I got her, but she's happy as anything now. And then when I first had Peggy, we had a family dog, who he's lovely. He's a Ridgeback cross Staffy. And then when my living situation changed and Dylan was no longer living with me, I thought, oh well, Peggy needs another friend. So I then rescued Lola, who had had a very good start to life. She lived with a really lovely family, but their situation had changed and they were no longer able to look after her. I thought they were going to be the best of friends. They're not. They fight all the time. They do still love each other, like they'll have a cuddle up together, but they're nothing like I thought they were going to be. So yeah, that's that, and that just goes to show that just because 2 dogs are the same breed doesn't mean they're going to be best of friends. Peggy's so chill and placid, and Lola is so aggy and grumpy, but they're fantastic in their own ways. I absolutely love them. I'd have a whole grumble if I could. Okay, someone's asked me, it's quite interesting, they wonder how my family feel about me having a YouTube channel, and they say love you. I love you too, thank you very much. My family are, well, yeah, they love it. They're really supportive. My dad is definitely my biggest fan. He watches all of my videos. Every time we speak on the phone, he's always talking to me about them, commenting on them, asking me questions. So yeah, he absolutely loves it. My mum, yeah, she loves it too. Obviously you guys have all seen Marge on here, and yeah, she likes it as well. She thinks it's great. I don't know how much of my other family really know. My sisters, I've got 2 younger sisters as well. They really like it as well. They again are really supportive and ask me questions. I don't know if my brothers really know much about it, even though I live with them. It's probably been mentioned in passing, but you know, they don't really have any interest, and I don't really tell them what I'm doing. They do know because I have lots of filming equipment around, but they never really question it. So potentially they think I've got some kind of weird sex thing going up in my bedroom, rather than just trying clothes on all the time, and they're just not saying anything. That's probably the most likely. But yeah, all round, yeah, my family really like it. I've got a few cousins who message me every now and then as well and say like, oh, I've been watching your videos, I really enjoy them, like well done, really proud of you. So that's always really lovely to hear. So yeah, they're all really supportive. I get really nice comments all the time from them. So yeah, just all round really good, really. Okay, someone's asked me what my biggest aspiration in life is, and wow, what a question. And I found that one really difficult, and I'm like, oh my god, do I not have any aspirations in life? I am not the type of person that plans. I don't plan anything of my life. I never have done, and that's probably why I am where I am now. I mean, I aspire, just, it's not like very extravagant, but I just inspire to be the best version of myself that I can be, and that is hard work. Like, it's hard work to not always take the easy route and to really push yourself on a daily basis, because it is a thing that you need to do daily, definitely. And it would be really easy for me to sit back and be comfortable in misery and not push myself to be a better version of me. And that is something that I have always sort of battled with, definitely. So that is one aspiration in life. Another aspiration is the obvious, of to have a grumble of pugs, to just have a whole pug farm. I mean, not a farm, but you know, I'd love to rescue pugs. Oh my god, that would be the dream. But yeah, I think my main focus and goal and aspiration is to just continue to keep trying to be a good person and the best version of me as possible. Not to get bogged down by the things that you don't have control of. You know, as much as like we all love money and stuff, I have no desire to be rich. I have, you know, that doesn't really do it for me. I'd love to have a family one day, but I also wouldn't necessarily say it's an aspiration, because if it didn't happen, then I'd get down in the dumps. So I don't know if that's a bit of a shit answer, but that is my answer, just to keep being the best person that I can be. Okay, so here's a good one. Someone said, have you always been so confident about your appearance, or has it taken time, or is it partly a front? I admire your confidence and wish I could be the same. It's so hard to accept my body as I'm getting older. I'm now 30. Okay, this is a really good question, and the simple answer is no, I haven't been. Honestly, growing up, and you know, when I hit puberty and all through my 20s, I was so horrible to myself, like all the time. I genuinely believe people were talking about me all the time in a negative way. I thought people would like refer to me as like, oh, you know, Rosie, the fat one. And I wasn't even fat, like, it's crazy. I would have been like a size 10, and I was vile to myself. I would do ridiculous things. I would look for validation in men. I would accept that I was being treated badly by boyfriends that I had, and I just accepted that behaviour because I felt so awful about myself. And I don't know where that came from, because I had a brilliant childhood. I was always told that I was pretty and beautiful, and but yeah, I was absolutely awful to myself. So no, I definitely haven't always had this confidence, and honestly, I've only sort of grasped it in the last 18 months, 2 years maybe. I had a really bad relationship, really bad relationship, and I was at my lowest point when I came out of that relationship. And well, I'd actually had 2 bad relationships, one after the other, and I was in such a low place by the end of it, and I believed I was an awful person. I believed I was ugly. I believed I was fat. I believed I had a bad personality. I believed that I was just worthless. Like, I believed that so much. And I went to a lot of counselling. And it really made me realise things about myself, which I think I always knew deep down, but didn't allow myself to accept. So I went through that process, and YouTube has honestly been an amazing confidence boost to me. It isn't a front. I'm not going to say that I'm like this all the time every day, because I'm a human being. So of course I have my own insecurities. I will embrace my body and be as positive I can be, but that doesn't mean that I still don't have normal natural feelings towards myself sometimes. I used to lie in bed and be like, I'm gonna start working out tomorrow, I am going to start eating better, you know, like everyone does, like on a Sunday night. I don't do that anymore. I don't have any inclination to be thinner. I don't have any real, like, I don't lie in bed and look at myself, or I don't look at myself in the mirror anymore and hate my reflection. That doesn't mean that later on I might not get like a little surge of energy and decide that I want to start exercising a little bit, and I definitely need to eat healthier, because the food that I eat now is just awful. But I go through phases like that, and that's okay, and I will allow myself to do that to an extent, because that's okay. I'm not going to eat a takeaway and then punish myself for doing it. I walk with the girls. I have an active job where I'm on my feet all the time. So I'm not horrible to myself like that. It doesn't mean every now and then I won't be insecure about something, like I don't like the top of my arms. I'm open with you guys about that. But I'll continue to work on that, to accept the top of my arms. I think it's also important to remember that people aren't always thinking what you think they're thinking. Like, oh god, of all the outfits that I didn't wear when I was younger, which I should have just worn, of all those outfits that I've missed out on and I covered myself up, like, so annoying. Like, I'm so annoyed at myself, and I don't ever want to do that. Like, how sad would it be to be 80 years old and look back and think, I didn't wear what I wanted to wear, I didn't dance how I wanted to dance, I didn't eat what I wanted to eat, I missed out on all those fun things that would have made me so happy just because I worried about what I looked like or what other people thought of me. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I really don't want to do that anymore. So it is really about mindset. It is mindset. Like, you know, you're beautiful regardless of like your vessel that you're in. Like, if you've got a good personality and you're a good person, that means so much more. Like, you can be the most beautiful person on the outside, but if your soul's not good, if you're not a good, nice person, if you've got nothing about you but looks, you're ugly to me. Like, those aren't the things that are important, and I refuse to focus on those any more than I already have done. Like, I feel so sad for old me. I feel so sad for old me in my 20s, of how much shit I accepted and how awful I was to myself, and how often I used to see how long I could go without eating, and, you know, lie in bed and my stomach rumbling, and me being hungry and me being happy about that. Like, it's bad. We need to stop this happening. Like, we need to stop this from happening, because it's not okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the most healthiest person, and I need to be more healthy, because it's important to look after your body, and that isn't something that I'm great at the minute, but I'll get there again. And it's not, but what's important to me is when I do get there again, it's not based on I need to do this in order to look a certain way to make other people happy. No, my body is for me to be happy with, and give an F. I don't. Like, I still look good. Like, I look good. I honestly look the best I've ever looked. And do you know why? It's because I like myself. And that shines across. The whole time you're not liking yourself, you're not going to be the best version of you. So it's all up here. Anybody can do it. It's just reteaching yourself. And every time you see those horrible comments, or you see somebody that's perfection and you think you should be like that, bullshit. That's not real. Like, all those things you see online, it's not real. Why do you want to be like everyone else? You don't want to be like everyone else, honey. You want to be you. Be individual, be you. Love yourself, love your wobbly bits. Because you know, when I'm naked in the mirror, I mean, it's not bad. But I know there's lots of parts of my body that people would be like, oh. But I don't give a fuck, because it's my body and I love it and I love me. And so yeah, I hope that answers that question. That is definitely something that I'd be happy to do like a whole sit down video on if you want. Maybe that could be next month's one. Let me know what you think. I'm more than happy to do that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so someone said, what got you into YouTube? And I think we've touched on that a little bit. But basically, I was in a really bad place. And I had been watching YouTube for the last couple of years. And I was going to counselling. And I was getting into a little bit of a better place, but still not a great place. And my counsellor said, what would make you feel so uncomfortable? Like, you need to push yourself out your comfort zone. What frightens you? You know, you need to challenge yourself instead of just going around in the same cycle all day every day. And my answer was this: it's something that I had wanted to do, but never thought that I would be able to do, and so I just did it, and here we are now, and I love it. So yeah, that was the main thing for me. I've very much been on a self journey for the last couple of years. And YouTube's definitely been a massive part of that, and like a massive thank you to you guys as well, because you guys give me the confidence as well as me giving it to myself, so I really appreciate that from you guys. Someone's also said, how did you get your dogs, which I've touched upon that as well. What did I want to be growing up? Okay, I had lots of weird like jobs that I wanted to do growing up. So I remember when I was 8, I wanted to be a glass blower. I mean, what the fuck. I went to this thing at school or something, or on a holiday in Scotland, I don't know, it was something, and we saw glass blowing, and I thought the end results were so beautiful that I was like, I want to do that. I want to blow glass. That is a bit of me. And then, yeah, I never really like had like too high aspirations. It's obviously been a bit of a goal for my life. Like, I remember like having a toy post office. It's like one of my best Christmas presents ever. And then I remember like for a couple of years after that being like, I want to work in a post office when I'm older, because you know that is a cool job. I love my post office, and that is definitely something that I want to do. What else? I probably had a phase where I wanted to be a singer for a little while or something. I could never sing though. Yeah, those are the sort of ones that I remember. But I always remember I'd be quite satisfied doing anything. Like, I had my first job when I was 13. I used to clean a little office that my mum worked in. I used to get £15 every Sunday when I cleaned it. I used to think that I was absolutely rolling in it. And I'd never not worked since then. I'd worked in a dry cleaners after that. Then I worked at a bakery. Then I worked at Tesco, which I loved. And then after that went into office work, and I got into recruitment. Going off a bit topic here, and I did recruitment for quite a long time before I did the job that I do now. So yeah, I've never had a plan, and clearly I had no big aspirations. I would do anything that would earn me a little bit of money, you know. I like to have my own money. I'm not massively driven by money, hence why I came out of recruitment, but I like having my own money that I can say that I've earned and do what I want to do with it. Okay, so tea or coffee? Definitely tea. I do love a latte from Costa or somewhere like that, but I drink loads of tea. I probably have like 10 cups of tea a day. Primark or Boohoo? Definitely Primark, 100%. If I had 24 hours to live, what would I do? Or who would I do was the first thing that came into my mind. Says the born again virgin over here. I'd probably just eat loads of good food, you know, and spend time with my family, and maybe do something quite shocking that would make people talk about me for a couple of days, like run around the streets naked or something. Or probably not run, like, you know, a fast walk, because I'm not much of a runner. I'd probably also get my credit card and go and buy something really expensive. Or I'd hire like a really nice car, a really fast car, and drive it ridiculously fast and get all the speeding tickets. And who cares, because I'm dead the next day, so I ain't gonna pay those. What's my Domino's order? A bit of a boring one. I'm a little bit of a margarita girl, to be honest, or pepperoni. Those are my only two options. They're the only two I'm getting. Sometimes I get cheese with barbecue sauce instead of tomato sauce. But yeah, I'm a bit of a boring bee that way. My favourite thing to watch on Netflix is definitely RuPaul. I love RuPaul. I've also been rewatching Friends recently, but I love like true crime, murder mystery things as well. Lots of things, but I'm really bad with names. But yeah, I do love a little bit of RuPaul. What would my dream holiday be? I would love to go to America. I've never been to America before. I'd really love to travel around America. Yeah, what amazing experiences. And I'd love to end up in Vegas and party hard. Always wanted to go to Vegas. So yeah, definitely something like that. Okay, someone said, do I have someone special in my life? No, absolutely not. I'm more than single, like, could be. Like, think of single and I'm so past that. But I'm so happy with that. Like, every now and then I'll go onto like a dating app and I'll swipe a little bit and I'm just like, ugh, bored already, and I'll come off for another month. Like, I honestly am just so, like, I don't even know how to explain it. I really don't. Like, I used to always want to have someone to talk to. I used to always want to have someone to message. I used to always want to have someone to be seeing, to be going out with, to be sleeping with, to be, you know, I used to always want to have like a guy around, a relationship. I used to always want to have a relationship. I used to always want to have love. And being single for this long and literally not talking to anyone would have really upset me once upon a time. And I'm so far out the other way now that it literally makes me so confident. I can't, it sounds so sad though. Like, I love getting into bed at night on my own, and I love watching what I want to watch on the telly and not having to compromise with anyone else. Now all this football shit started, I'm so glad that I don't have to have that conversation of, I'm watching football tonight with the lads, babe, and I don't see them for 4 months. Like, you know, all of those things. I don't miss any of that. And actually it's quite concerning to me how little I miss being in a relationship or having somebody, because I really don't miss it at all. Potentially that's because my last couple of relationships were quite bad. But yeah, I am more than single could be, and I don't mind it. I did have a few dates with somebody like the back end of last year when the whole world opened up again. He was a really nice guy. We just went right for each other and we worked that out pretty early on. And yeah, I didn't get like overly, you know, I didn't get attached or anything like that. So no, I'm free as a bird and completely single, but really happy with it. I do get a bit worried as well because I am 32 now, and part of me thinks, well, it would be nice to have a family one day and settle down with somebody and have all of that. And I do worry that I might not get that. But then I remind myself there's no point of worrying about it. But yeah, if any of you got any nice fit brothers out there that are over 6 foot that you want to whisk me off my feet, I mean, give them my Instagram, that's fine. I'm just not crying myself to sleep about it. I said, what's your favourite clothing store? Definitely Primark. I love shopping in Primark. Okay, another really nice comment. Someone said, how did you learn to embrace your figure with the pressure of social media? You're perfect, by the way. You are too cute. Thank you so much. Social media is hard, isn't it? Like, and I feel the pressures the same as anybody else. But obviously we've touched upon it already and I'm happy to do a whole video on it. But I just stopped giving a fuck what other people think. And yeah, I want to make myself happy, not them. So that's the long and short of it, but I'm absolutely happy to do a whole video based on that, as I said. Someone said, classic question, other than a family member, who would you like to sit down and have a meal with? Robin Williams, got to be in it, if they're able to come back from the dead. What an amazing man, you know, such a sad soul. But yeah, I love him. If it's someone alive, who's got a bit of bants about him? I mean, David Attenborough's up there. I reckon he'd be well good at a dinner party. And then probably Gemma Collins, actually. I reckon she'd just crack me up the whole time. Like, she's so funny. I love Gemma Collins. Yeah, I think it'll be Gemma. No offence, Dave. If you could do over one life event, what would it be? Well, it would be all my relationships, to be honest. And I would have met them and then run 100 miles away. I do think a lot of the time, like, if I could go back, there are things that I would change. And I think people say they've got no regrets. I think that's amazing for you. And I don't think I necessarily have regrets, but there are definitely paths that I wish that I hadn't gone down. You know, nothing too deep, just yeah, maybe focusing so much attention on certain people that didn't deserve it. Not just relationships as well, friendships as well. I definitely used to give way too much and not receive a lot in return. And I found myself feeling quite embarrassed and taken for a fool, really, when I reflect back at some of the things that I used to do for people and literally how little they used to do for me. Yeah, I probably just would have been a little bit more careful of who I was giving myself to, time wise and attention wise. So yeah, I hope that answers it. Someone's asked me who my favourite is out of Peggy and Lola, and that's a question that I absolutely can't answer. I love them both equally, as any good mother would. Where do I get my fashion inspiration from? Okay, well really just, you know, what's in the shops, isn't it? I do follow fashions and trends. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm very unique with my fashions at all. I definitely am the perfect consumer for companies. Like, if it's shiny and got a little bit of discount on it, I'm probably going to buy it. So yeah, just I'd say, like, on social media, on shop platforms themselves, what's available to me. Superpower for the day is to either be invisible or to fly. I've always wanted to be invisible for the day, but probably for different reasons now. I'd probably pick flying now, but back in the day I used to always want to be invisible. I used to think of like all the people I could spy on, but now my life's not that exciting and there's not really anyone that I want to spy on anymore. So yeah, probably flying now, but younger me would have definitely picked invisible. Other than shopping, what's my favourite hobby? YouTube. It really is. Like, I love doing it. I do feel like I've got 2 jobs most of the time, but I do love it. Someone said, do I miss being blonde? No, I'm really pleased that I went brunette. It's something that I wanted to do for quite a long time, and yeah, I'm happy that I'm there. What's your childhood nickname? At school it was Rosie Bumcheeks, because what else was it going to be? My niece and nephew call me Rara, but yeah, it was always Rosie Bumcheeks whilst I was at school. I didn't mind it, thought it was quite cute. Maybe that should have been my YouTube name. If money was no object, what would I do all day? And would I still shop at Primark? Absolutely 100% I would still shop at Primark. If money was no object and I could do whatever I wanted to do, like I said earlier, I would have a grumble of pugs. I'd rescue all the pugs, and yeah, I'd have a nice home for them where they'd be safe and warm and comfortable and happy, and we'd have all the best cuddles and all the loudest snores, and I would just be in my element. Someone asked, am I watching Love Island at the moment? 100%, absolutely I'm watching Love Island at the moment. Looking forward to it getting a little bit more juicy. Someone said, why don't you smell the soap in the shops before you bring them home in case it's something you don't like? That'll be referring to my most recent video. Because I don't want to contaminate things. I don't know if you know, but we're in the middle of a global pandemic and I don't want to be sticking my nose into all the soaps. That's so funny. If you could only shop in one store for a year, which would it be? Probably Primark. Okay, everybody, that is all the questions. Thank you so much for sending your questions in. I had real fun doing this video, and like I said, I think I would like to do something like this a little bit more often, but maybe just picking random topics rather than talking about myself. Let me know what you think. But I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys and just sitting comfy and chatting with you, so thank you so much for having me. Let me know what you thought of this video. I would really appreciate it. All feedback is welcome, as long as it's nice. Don't need any negativity here. Guys, just to round that off, because I got so many questions about like self-worth, body positivity, I would really like to do a whole video on that, but just remember who you are. Just remember that you are a bad bitch that can handle anything, and if someone doesn't like it and you like it, tell them to mind their own business, because you got to do what makes you happy in life, nobody else. They're not going to care about you. Are they doing things to make you happy in life? No, they're not. So do things that make you happy in life. Okay, honeys, be strong, love yourself, and I'll set a little challenge out for you. This is one of my favourite challenges that my counsellor gave me years ago, and I still do it till today, is look in the mirror and tell yourself something nice about you, and do that every day and make it something different every day. Yeah, and it could be anything, but be kind to yourself and really look at yourself and be nice. So when I first started doing that, I couldn't say anything other than my hair, because obviously I have really great hair, and that's all I would say. And then after like 2 weeks, she was like, you need to find something else apart from your hair. Try it, give it a go, and you'll realise that being kind to yourself is really hard. It is really hard to be kind to yourself. But if you push yourself to do it, it will come naturally, and you'll start seeing it. You'll start seeing a different version of you. So give it a try, a little challenge for you. Look in the mirror every single day and tell yourself something nice about yourself. Tell you something that you love. It can be anything. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Give it a try for a couple of weeks and message me and let me know how you're getting on with it. I'd really love that. But anyway, enough waffling on. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that subscribe button. It means the world, and I really want to hit 4K soon so I can send my giveaway out. It's a really good one this time round. Give me a thumbs up. Give me all your comments. Pop that notification bell on. Go and follow me on Instagram. Why wouldn't you? And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.